Benny, if Musk is paying attention to Air Force One, which is a big Boeing project, which it's struggling with, but it's got lots of other projects it's struggling with as well, how far does Musk's potential interest in Boeing extend, do you think?
Well, that's what's not quite clear at this point. What we know, what our reporting shows, is that he showed up at the Air Force One site in Texas late last year in December. And he had a look at the new Air Force One that's being built there very slowly, much slower than Donald Trump or really anyone had hoped for, far more expensive, far more complicated. And he was there with Kelly Ortberg, we found out, to get a sense of where the project is. Now, you could think that that's a good thing. You know, Elon Musk knows how to fix things. He knows how to get things into the sky. So for him to take a look at what Boeing's up to, that could be seen as good. But let's not forget, he's not anyone. He's a competitor. He has SpaceX. He's also known to sometimes break things and then reassemble them in a very different way. Just look at X, or formerly known as Twitter. So this is a bit of a double-edged sword, really, for Boeing. It could go either way, and that's sort of the complexity for Kelly Ortberg, the Boeing CEO. How does he navigate that? Excuse me.
So, Benny, at the same time as we got these kind of developments, we also had an earnings report coming out of Boeing. Walk us through those numbers.
So the company's really only supposed to report earnings next week on Tuesday, but they came out, this is the second time, they came out ahead of time. So late yesterday, they came out with a set of numbers, not the full set, but at least sort of a teaser that gives us a sense of just how bad things are. Now, it's not a massive surprise because we knew that the fourth quarter would be ugly. That's when they had that big strike, and really production was pretty much not happening for the duration of that quarter, and you could see it in the numbers. Revenue is not where it was supposed to be by Wall Street measures. The loss was big again, and then surprisingly, fairly big additional charges in the defense business. We've paid a lot of attention to the civil business, but the defense business is also not doing well. That includes the Air Force One plane, more cost overruns there. It also includes the aerial refueling tanker and a couple of other programs. And the question really is, at what point might they finally be able to ring-fence these contracts that are bleeding money? That's another big task ahead for Kelly Ortberg.
So that's the challenge ahead. What about the opportunities? I think your team, Benny, has an interesting scoop on some asset sales that could be attracting some suitors. Run us through that detail.
Yeah, so really the question for Boeing is, will the company stay whole? Will they stay where they are now? Might we see some disposals around sort of the edges or a more wholesale sort of remake of the company? One asset that is highly profitable and that has attracted some scrutiny is a business called Jeppesen. It's navigation software, navigation maps. That's a business that's actually making money. That's a rare occurrence inside Boeing these days. And they've attracted some interest from both strategic and financial buyers. The bids are in, the preliminary bids. Companies like GE, RTX, but also sort of some private equity firms are sniffing around that. Again, it's not clear whether Boeing will actually want to sell it. Ultimately, they could earn a nice bit of cash off that, but you know, once it's gone, and then you're left with the rest. So maybe there's a way to keep it, to keep building it up, and then eventually at some later point sell it, or maybe just hold on to it. They do have that extra funding that they got last year, $24 billion, and that really saved them into the fourth quarter. So they have a little bit of wiggle room to wait, and they might see just where do the bids come in. Is it attractive enough to offload it, or might we keep it? That's something we'll keep watching in the next couple of weeks, and it's something that investors will ask about when the company properly reports earnings on Tuesday.